Hey guys, I'm Morthadon, and we are back for Symphogear Season 1, Episode 13. So, this is the finale of Season 1. I obviously, as you guys know, just got done watching Episode 12. I can't wait to get into this one. Last episode, we had a continuing the fight against Fine. Tsubasa sacrificed herself to take down wow, I almost combined the names. Crap. Gear, something like that. I apologize. For some reason, I can remember Durandal, Gungnir, some of the other ones, Nehushtan, but some of the other ones I'm doing a really bad job at memorizing, so I apologize. But anyway, regardless of that, we had Hibiki kind of raging out and everything, but she got control of herself. We had the people in the underground play a song for her, or sing a song for her, which gave her motivation to fight back, because she went from thinking, everyone was dead, what's the point, to being like, no, there's still people to protect. And her armor changed forms. It looks a bit different now. We also had Tsubasa and Chris back up. How they're alive, and especially Chris. Like, Tsubasa, we didn't really get to see the damage she took. We only really had the people in the office being like, oh yes, her signal's gone. She must be dead. And it's like, no, this is anime. But how Chris, who did her superb song, is not even a hint of blood, which we saw blood coming from her mouth before. I had some theories that maybe Hibiki somehow healed them with her upgraded ability that she's doing now or something, but maybe we'll find out. So let's watch the episode without talking too much like I did last time. Alright, we're gonna start here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Cracked moon. I wonder if that crack will stay, or if it's gonna float away. Symphogear! Yes! Alright. That's a long title. Look at them. Telepathy. Ooh. Interesting. Jeez. Okay. My god, so many things. Ah, god damn it. Jesus. Holy shit. That is a lot of noise. Chris. Yeah. She hulked out. Yeah. Oh, are they all singing the same song? I was gonna say, Hibiki's song sounds a little different, but... Jeez. Hey, Hibiki. Oh my god! What is that? Megadeth Party. Oh no, she's playing gacha games. At least in my subtitle, she said gotcha, like Gacha. Oh, I missed that one. That was too fast. I was too busy talking. I'm trying to figure out what the hell it is that Chris is using as a weapon. It looks like she's flying around on a spaceship, just blasting things. This is crazy, by the way. They are just unleashing. God damn! What's Fine doing while she made this distraction, though? That's my question. Oh my god. Why? Ugh. Is that her flesh? She's merging with the tool that summons noise? Oh god. Remember last episode when I thought the show was gonna end with a noise boss? I think I might have been right. Ugh. She's getting Durandal. This is some Resident Evil shit. Jesus. What the hell? Oh my god, that is some destruction. Jesus. Now she's a Final Fantasy boss. Oh no, Chris! A blue flash! Well, it cracked it a little, but then it healed. God, it just heals right back up. They got a plan. Shit. Alright, we didn't hear the plan, so it's gonna work, right? That's the rules of TV shows. Just big-ass swords. I don't know why I always like to say big-ass swords every time. Oh shit! Got inside. Just fuck shit up from the inside. Nice. Alright. Oh shit! They got the sword. Is she? Was Chris just shooting it? This is awesome. Oh, the rage. Don't let it take over. This is the opening, isn't it? Come on, Hibiki. Yes, fight it. God, that looks wild. Yeah. Now Miku comes in. God, that looks wild. So he got a barrier. No, Hibiki! Yes! Nice. Lock that away. The power of friendship! Yes! Synchro Gazer? Is that what that said? Nice. Oh shit. Nehushtan not regenerating anymore? She just mushroom clouded. That's it? This is like... These are the scenes they show when the fight's over. She do it? I guess so. Oh, she's alive still, okay. I don't know if that's gonna work. Interesting. So, a little similar to my theory then, kinda. At least some aspects of it. Oh, yeah, well. Oh, shit. She's using Nehushtan to do it? Oh, God, she's gonna, yep. Well, oh my God. That's insane. She's gonna pull that fragment towards Earth. I already said it'd be terrible if that fragment fell into the Earth. That's insane. This crazy bitch. Hibiki's too good. That was a good line. Oh, her eyes went back. Well, she's gone. That's how you confirm an anime death. Although we know that she... The priestess, at least, can be back, but not Miss Ryoko. Alright, do our girls have to destroy it? They're still in their gear. Be some shit if this is how she dies. Like in the episode 1, right? We had Miku over Hibiki's grave. Such a pretty song. Gee, she's high up. Look at her. Yeah, that was a really beautiful way of singing that song. This is cool. Well, the lyrics are really cool. This song's great. Like, I'm trying to read the subs, but also I have subs for the lyrics too. Alright, let's destroy this moon fragment. Oh, Kanade. No. Our superb song. Nice. That is such a big sword. Oh my god. That is a couple missiles. Yes! I wondered if something like this would happen. That is great. Oh, we saw their gear, like, shatter a bit from the impact and use of it, too. They're gonna be okay. Jeez, look at all the... Yeah, that's crazy. Let us become stars. Well, shit. Or are we back at this point? Oh, so they never found her. Wow. Damn. Well, shit. I didn't get to read what that said, but I'm gonna go back to it after the episode's done. All the way back to the beginning of the show. Oh. Miku's turn to help people. Yep. Still helping people get away from the noise. So the noise are still appearing somewhat regularly then? I was wondering if with Fine being gone, maybe those gates to Babylon won't be held open. But this isn't good. Oh shit! Is it them? Hibiki? Oh shit! They just kept more secrets from her! Well, damn! That's so cruel! She was already in the know, pretty much. Alright, that's season 1, guys. What a way to end it, right? Like, they give us this, like, vision of, in, like, the beginning of the show, of, like, Hibiki's death. And then they so casually at the end of the show just be like, sorry, it was classified, couldn't tell you. Oh, man. It's crazy because Miku already knew, like, everything. So what was so important that even Miku needed to think? Because, like, Fine was defeated, so what was so important that for those 3 weeks it had to be classified, but now it's not? I'm a little confused there, but... Unless it had to do... There was something on that train screen talking about the Americans and stuff, so maybe it had something to do with that whole debacle going on. Which, once these credits are over, I'm gonna go take a peek at what that said. Make sure that there's nothing after these here credits. Looks like we're good. Alrighty, guys, that is it for episode 13, and that is it for season 1. Good stuff. I really enjoyed that finale. I'm a little wishy-washy on that ending of, like, teasing us with their death and then just having it be like, oh, no, we're alive. Because once again, unfortunately, whenever anime does this to me, I'm never going to believe that anyone dies in this show, right? Because they're just going to pull this kind of stuff, right? So, like, unfortunately, that's, like, the drawback to how anime like doing this kind of thing. I had like, a similar issue with Fairy Tail, is they faked out so many deaths that I stopped getting emotional when it was, like, someone's death scene where they made it really emotional and people are crying. I just never really got emotional. Like, don't get me wrong. Here in this case, I kind of figured that they'd be alive because, like, I know that there's a season 2 of this show, and I figure, I mean, it'd be ballsy of the show to kill them and then just introduce new characters for season 2 and have, like, completely different characters and stuff like that, but I doubted they were going to do that, so I figured Hibiki was going to come back. But there were moments in, like, Fairy Tail where I thought characters were actually going to die this time, and they never did, pretty much. Pretty much everyone lived until the end. So it's like, I don't know. When shows pull this kind of stuff, it's just, what's going to happen is, in the future, if anyone really does die, I'm not going to be emotional in, like, the moments of their death, unless it's, like, really, like, obvious that they're dying. But anytime it's a moment like Tsubasa going through that thing and them being, like, crying about her, like signature being offline and being gone, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, probably not, you know? And then if it turns out that they're actually dead later, then I'll be like, oh shit, well, I didn't feel it in the moment, right? Like, don't get me wrong, I love the show and I love everything up to that point, but I dislike when they just try to, like, fake you out for just to try to, like, get you emotional and then just be like, haha, just kidding, right? Like, there could be, like, a very good reason. I'm working my way back to this thing about the Americans, or maybe I missed something. I'm sure you guys will let me know as to why, like, what's the reason they had to keep this from them. Let's see here. Alright. Details are classified. Okay. Oh, shit. God damn it. It flashed away so quickly. Holy crap. There's a grave for Hibiki, but she isn't there. Wow, before I can even pause it, it goes away. That's insane. Try again. Let's see here. Can I spam the button and catch it? Whoa! Why does it go away so fast? How am I so slow at reacting? There we go, got it. The opposition has made several statements regarding the government's classified weapons program that recently came to light. Party representatives have referred to the incident as the biggest constitutional breach since the war, and there have also been suggestions that the budget should be revised. Interesting. The opposition. So who's the opposition? Is that like... Huh. Is that like a group name? Or does it literally just mean, like, obviously the opposition means, like, people who oppose the government? Is that just what it means? Or is there actually a group called, like, the opposition, right? Because I've seen that kind of thing before, too. But yeah, so apparently, based off what I understood of that, is, like, it's more widely known about the Symphogear program. Is that what they're referring to? Which was supposed to be a secret. That's why they slapped NDAs on so many people. But I guess this incident was too big to keep from being leaked out, right? Interesting. What was the rest? Because it was more, it had to do with, like, Americans and stuff. You know what's weird? Oh, interesting. No, the text stays up for a decent amount of time. It must be something weird with, like, my subtitles and, like, the way every time I pause, it goes back to Japanese. And then when I unpause, it goes back to English. That's so weird. Unless I pause, like, quick enough, then it doesn't go back. There we go, I got the next one. The American government has also expressed concerns regarding these developments, specifically that the government's actions have involved possible violations of the International Security Treaty. The President of the United States has made an unprecedented statement demanding the publication of all classified material relating to the incident. Okay, so maybe that's why everything had to stay, like, even them being alive still, is because they had to wait 3 weeks or however long for all this to, like, blow over and get settled and get taken care of. Because if they were, like, known to be alive, then maybe some of these different, like, the Americans or different organizations were gonna want, like, to know them, but if they're, like, pronounced dead, then they won't have to, like, appear before these other people or something and be revealed to them, kind of thing. And, like, an extra way to, like, do their cover-up kind of stuff. And maybe that's why it had to be a secret, but it's still crazy that they kept that from Miku, who this whole, not the whole time, but, like, knew of everything already. Like, it's not like she's gonna leak. I understand keeping it from, like, a lot of other people, but Miku, like, she already pretty much knew everything. I don't know. But, oh well. Was there anything else? I can't remember. All these different people with injuries on the bus and stuff, probably from the incident and everything. Yeah, okay, that was everything. But, alright. Either way, I mean, regardless of that little, like, you know, confidential stuff that they had to keep and all that, like, the rest of the episode was amazing. Now, early on in the episode, we had some extra info from Fine, which is all kinds of things that I wanted to know before. So the noise were autonomous machines that were created in the ancient civilization to be used in war and fighting and stuff like that. So, if that's the case, interesting. So, just trying to piece some things together here, because at one point Fine mentioned that by having this curse of Balal and people not understanding each other as much, people, instead of people uniting, they all, like, devolved into war and stuff, which kind of implied to me that prior to the Curse of Balal, everyone might have been united, right? But if that's the case, then why were the autonomous machines made to, like, fight each other if there wasn't war? Because that seems like they're made to be weapons of war. But, I don't know. She talked about the gates of Babylon being how they show up here and everything, and how they were only supposed to show up like every decade or so, I believe she said. They'd normally, like, get through the gate, but she had a way to keep it open so they keep coming out. I wonder if a way to end this show is them, like, figuring out, you know, I don't know if it's actually in, like, a physical place or something like that. I don't know what it is, but somehow gaining control over these gates of Babylon that she mentioned, and be able to seal it for good, so that way the noise can never show up again. I wonder if that's, like, maybe a season 5 show ender kind of thing, because obviously they probably still want the noise to be a threat that our characters can deal with on a regular basis kind of thing throughout the show. But yeah, that'll be That'll be interesting to learn more about that. I don't know, like I'm really curious going into season 2 now, knowing what we know of season 1, having everything established and everything, and like Fine almost feels like a big end boss, this person that like knows so much about the history and all that. Like I wonder, obviously there's the creator that they talked about. I already spoke about how like maybe that could be an end boss too, but like I genuinely wonder like what's next for the show. I can't wait to find out, because this was such a big crazy moment. Like usually shows like to try to top what they did previously in order to, you know, impress the viewers and stuff. So how do they top this? What do they go to next that's bigger and crazier than this? But but yeah, I'm fascinated to learn. So it seems like the way that Tsubasa and Chris got healed from their injuries was from just high level phonic gain, which is similar to the event that happened where Kanade died and everything, and where Nehushtan got charged and all that. Apparently, that high level phonic gain seems to be what they were saying is what healed them. So we have the answer to that as to why they're just all better and able to fight without, you know, seemingly a single injury and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm glad that they did answer that. So I had a hard time. Like there are obviously those moments of like Fine almost having looks of like wanting. I guess it's one of those things where if I'm going to try to look at it from Fine's point of view, right? If I'm going to try to be unbiased to how terrible she is and just think of her as a person, she's held this grudge and this belief that humanity can't be united unless a big tragic event unites them, essentially. That's why she tried to destroy the moon, so um that way all kinds of natural disasters would happen, everyone would be scared and flock to her for safety, and that would create unity, right? Or at least in her eyes that would create unity. So it makes sense that there, because like there was moments here where Fine's eyes were like softening at what Hibiki was saying to her about, you know, we all understand each other, you know, with song and more than just words, uh we can come together and everything. And you could see in Fine, it was like Fine almost wanted to believe her, but this stubbornness within Fine, this like years and years, however many years that she's held out this anger and everything, it's one of those things where it's hard to just overcome that so easily. So, you know, we see her eyes softening, but then she still does things like bringing that fragment down to earth, which, by the way, is freaking insane because, like, for one, if she was able to, I mean, I can't think of anime this way. I'll say it, but I really don't care about it. I probably shouldn't even say it at all. But if she's able to stretch that part of Nehushtan armor from there all the way to the moon at that speed, that's like approaching pretty insane speeds. If that's the case, she should have been able to use that to pierce anyone she wanted to faster than they could ever react if it moved that quickly to get to the moon. But either way, like I said, I don't care. It's anime. Shit like that happens all the time. So, but yeah, it's just, you know, it makes sense that from Fine's point of view, it's not something that you can just have one quick conversation with Hibiki and let go of all your angers, and it makes sense. Granted, you know, it's terrible what she did, trying to destroy everything using that fragment to hit the earth and all that, but that's a big fuck you to say goodbye. But then at the end, we had her eyes change, which I'm guessing... What do you guys think? Maybe you know more than me. Like, was that a mix of Fine and Sakurai, Ryoko, saying that to Hibiki? Or was that was that just Ryoko coming out and taking control over Fine for a brief moment, and that was just purely Ryoko, right? Like, I wonder if there was any bits of Fine in there when she did that, or was that just purely Ryoko? I'm not quite sure what I think, or even what my headcanon would be. Like, I like to think that there was a little bit of Ryoko left in there, like her personality before Fine got awakened, kind of thing. That came out right there. But at the same time, I think it would also be kind of cool if like there was a little bit of like Fine and Ryoko understanding and merging in order to like say that to Hibiki, and maybe with that could be proof that potentially when Fine comes back in the future, she could be like different and better kind of thing. I'm not sure. It's a really interesting way to leave that. So another thing I wanted to talk about before I forget is the song they sang as they were going to the moon was amazing. For one, just like the acoustics and the way that song was sung. I'm pretty sure it's a song we've heard before, I believe, that Hibiki sang at first when she was going up into the sky before Tsubasa and Chris showed up. That just sounded beautiful. Like, even if it's a song we heard before, it was just amazing. That's one of those things where, despite like not being able to understand what they're saying when they're singing, because sometimes it's a barrier for me with songs, but other times there's songs that are so good that I just am enamored by it, regardless of being able to understand it or not. And I think that's one of those moments where I was truly enamored by that, and I thought it was just so incredible. But then, you know, even when the other two girls showed up and they started singing that other song, or maybe it's the same song continued. Either way, it was really good. Like, obviously the acoustics and the singing and everything was great for that too. I loved it. But the lyrics, guys, the lyrics were so good. At least at the very, I mean, all the lyrics were good, but at the very beginning, the stuff they were singing about was so good. Because it had to do with like them personally, right? So it's not like, I don't know if I feel like they must have wrote the song for this show, right? I don't know how many of the songs in the show were written for this show, but there's no way that these lines that they were singing line up so perfectly and work with this, right? Because they show up, right? Here we go. Do I have the... Yeah, okay, we're good. Let me go back, like, a few seconds. Here we go. Yeah, so the friends show up and they start singing how mysterious a sky without sounds is. And then we have Tsubasa saying, "Did I manage to become a real sword?" Right? Like, obviously, we have the whole sword motif with her and everything from the beginning of the show. And then we jump to Chris, where she says, "Finally, I've enjoyed life." Oh, that's such a powerful thing. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Tsubasa's and everything about the "did I manage to become a sword?" But there's something so powerful because Chris's journey has been one of the most interesting things of season 1, and the fact that she's been probably miserable ever since she's been taken from her parents, and the fact that she's singing here saying, "Finally, I've enjoyed life." Like, when I saw that in the episode, I had a hard time, like, focusing on anything else because I just couldn't stop thinking about how good that is of a line from her and how cool that is. Our dreams soar into the heavens. Now let us become stars. Which I referenced that later on in the episode when the shooting stars happened and stuff like that. And then they say, like, "Thank you for everything. Thank you." This is where I started reading subtitles because they started talking, and I didn't look at the lyrics as much. So I'm kind of going through here, and I want to look at the lyrics again. Sorry, guys. I just want to see this. "The time we spent together as a symphony." I did read that one. "I won't forget the warmth you taught me." "Everything we feel is truly beautiful." I will wipe away my tears and believe. Reach others, you're not alone, and we spin a love song. Tell others of your heart's beating in the music of Genesis. It's pretty cool. Yeah. There's probably more to this song. I'm not going to go through every lyric. I just wanted to see a few more, but those beginning ones where it was like them kind of, you know, it wasn't quite a song at that point. It was almost like the characters just speaking their own minds in song form, which is really cool. I loved it. I absolutely did. Season 1 was great. I truly enjoyed this show. Like I've said it several times as we've gone through the show, guys, is that when I started the show, I really didn't expect it to like it as much as I did. I was really worried that it was going to be one of those shows that, like, there's been very few times on my channel where I've watched a show and I felt like I kind of had to, like, power myself through it, kind of thing, in order to get through the show, and not like, and like try to find enjoyment in it, so that way it's not like annoying for you guys to watch as the viewer. Not that I like faked my reaction, I still like would say my mind and everything, but I still tried to like look at it from other perspectives and stuff like that, and find things I liked despite the things that I disliked, kind of thing. But this show, I never really had to do that. Really, like the main gripe I have is just like the playing at your heartstrings, with the, you know, first episode being like, oh, Hibiki dies, and last episode being like, haha, just a joke, you know, or not joke, but, you know, we had to keep another secret from you. But they played it off as being like, they played it off so casually too. It's like, oh, sorry, had to keep another secret from you, Miku. You know, like, it was so casual about like such a big thing. That it like rubbed me a little bit the wrong way. But other than that, like, it's fine to have one or like a few little minor gripes with a show, right? Like, and if it's for like confidentiality reasons and stuff like that, like, sure. At first I didn't understand why, but it probably had to do with all that government fallout and stuff like that in other countries, and they probably just had to really lay low and make sure absolutely no one knew, so that way they could try to continue their cover up and stuff like that. So, and keep these girls safe. So, but yeah, I guess they didn't have to like trick the audience with it by showing us in the first episode too, right? So there definitely was a little bit of manipulation, I feel like, there. Trying to manipulate the audience into feelings a little bit, I feel like. But anyway, what else was there? I feel like there's so much happened in this episode. I feel like there are some things that I am forgetting to talk about. I talked about the song. I talked about a lot of what Fine talked about and the actions that she took and all that. But I like that Miku was still trying to help people even after like she thought her friends were dead and all that. That was really nice. Ba, ba, ba. Them going after the fragment of the moon. Doopa doopa doo. Fine stuff. I mean, obviously the battle against like Fine's giant form, and I guess I didn't talk about like the first half of the episode much at all, except for what Fine said in the very beginning. But them like coming up with their plan to get Durandal to Hibiki, and then Hibiki having to fight through that anger that I talked just last episode. I was like, I wonder if she has like a control over it now, or if it'll come back, and it literally came back the next episode. But she managed to gain control of it, and they managed to just blast the shit out of Fine. And I guess whatever they did, they shattered the regenerative properties of Nehushtan, and did enough damage to her that she was still alive for a time, but then just faded. She didn't have much life left, I guess, there. So, yeah. Ba 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 ba. But yeah, like all those noise being spawned and everything too, like there was so many noise that spawned. I almost forgot about like that happened in the earlier part of the episode, and they just wiped them all out. See, that's the thing is like if they still have this power level going into season 2, if they just have like normal noise showing up, they're not going to be as scary anymore because now I know they took out like an entire city's worth. So I wonder what they are going to do with the noise because the way they are now, I mean, obviously they can show us threatening civilians, but I won't really feel like there's ever just like noise that are threatening Hibiki, Chris, or Tsubasa kind of thing. So I do wonder how they're going to utilize the noise. I mean, they might just continue utilizing them as distractions while also showing us like civilians that are in threat by them. But I hope they don't pull like one problem I had with Walking Dead was after so many seasons they got so proficient at killing zombies that it was hard to believe that sometimes they got in these situations where they like almost get bit. Like I feel like I can definitely tell that the writers are just trying to like add drama to the show and they're like, "Ooh, be fearful for the people you care about because look, like they could get bit here." And it's like these guys are expert zombie killers and you're going to tell me that like one little zombie is going to fall on top of them and like almost bite them like no, like they should be smarter than that. And so like situations in the future where like I might have a hard time believing that like Hibiki and them like struggle if they ever try to show us them struggling with the noise kind of thing. Unless like new types of noise show up that are more powerful, then obviously I guess that's a way is like power scaling kind of stuff. Like the real badass noise starts showing up or something like that. But yeah, I'm really curious where these next seasons go and everything. And I mean, I said in the very beginning that I wasn't sure if I was going to do season 2 right after this. I might take a break and do another show. Nope, I'm doing season 2 right away, guys. Don't worry about it. So, yeah, next week we will be jumping into season 2 and see what that's about. So, thank you guys so much for watching. That'll be it from me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this reaction. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you did. Check out my Patreon as usual. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget this was a Patreon exclusive show, which means that on my Patreon, season 2, 3, 4, and 5 will be on there. Check it out if you're interested, and you can get all that content right now by supporting me on there. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you in my future reactions. Bye-bye.